Hello and welcome to this Soul Alchemy series on location today. I am coming to you on January 1st, 2026, and I was out for a walk. I've had a really expansive day actually, really feeling the energies. There was a lot coming in, even on New Year's Eve, even on the 31st of December. And then today so much has expanded and exploded. And so I thought that I was just inspired. I was inspired to connect with you and to really bring in these energies and frequencies of the 1-1. And with 2026 being a 1, I'm really feeling the 3 pillars. And the 3 pillars have been guiding me all day. And so I'm wanting to capture that and to hold that in this field. So I don't know what is going to come through. I don't even know if this is going to work and translate. I've never recorded in this way. I'm just sitting under a particular tree I was guided to, and you can see that tree in the background here. They're also bringing in this stabilizing and anchoring energy. And it's funny because to my right is 2 trees as well that really caught my attention, that they were standing almost as guardians and pillars in that 1-1 energy. So I invite you just to drop in to the frequency, to my friends that are coming through. I find it really interesting that they've been watching me and what I've been doing, and I think maybe they're feeling the frequency as well. So we'll let them, between us we make a 3. I'm just looking at them as they come through the shot, and I actually feel as though they are contributing to that frequency of 111. We are making a triad together. So it's also been on my heart and in my field over the last couple of days, probably from the solstice energies, to be quite honest. It was brought in through a gathering that I was in around connecting to the ancestors, connecting to our ascended ancestors. And that sparked something for me, because I am someone who personally and collectively in my client work as well works a lot with ancestral programming, ancestral healing, ancestral trauma, and transmuting and alchemizing this. And what that I think was beginning to calibrate me to was connecting to the ascended aspects of my ancestors, or connecting to that ascended lineage. And it has been on my heart and my mind over the last few months of how long, are we going to keep doing this, and how long will this keep going, where I am doing this ancestral clearing for myself particularly. Like, surely at some point it needs to stop. And something really beautiful that I want to share with you happened for me on the 31st of December 2025, the New Year's Eve morning. I was just connecting in as my usual practice, and I had something come through my father's line, but it was his mother, so that lineage, her lineage on my paternal side. And it went back quite a way. It went back probably, I think it was 80 generations. I'd have to go back and check my notes, but it was a lot of generations. And what I heard was, we're talking about the lineage and the connection of the ancestors that were living, and also that there was a galactic component to that as well. So there was the star lineage that was carried through that particular line. And the grandmothers, as they called themselves, a collective, stepped forward, and it was very much the grandmother weavers. I don't know if you've ever felt their energy, connected with them before, but I have channeled them, and I have worked with them in many different ways, but this was really different because it was a personal collective of the grandmother weavers that were my ascended lineage. And the purpose of them coming forward was also to invite me to receive the template of weaving. And I'm sharing this because the message they brought with that template is one that I'm going to be working with a lot over 2026, and you'll see through what I'm sharing and what I'm bringing through, and how this is connecting and weaving through sessions or through my group activities is going to come forward, and that is around the weaving. Is not just about co-creating, collaborating and being in community, but it is the weaving of our spirit and matter. It is weaving the soul and the body. It is weaving all of the layers of us. It's weaving in all of the multidimensional aspects. It is weaving us into remembrance of our wholeness. So dissolving any old templates of abandonment or separation. And it was an interesting visualization because it was as if I was feeling and seeing the weaving coming through the layers of not just my energetic field, but through my body as well, through the skin, the tissue, the organs, like all parts of me was weaving together. And this understanding of the importance as well of connecting to the ascended lineage, not just that lineage that is needing the support to heal or to alchemize, to transmute, but it's bringing all of that together. It's bringing all of it back to whole, bringing us all back to the one, to unity consciousness. And so I loved that because it's, you know, the weaving element we see a lot in community work, in grid work, in co-creation and collaboration, but here was also such a personal element that was coming through. So I really wanted to share that with you as well and see how maybe that is blossoming in your own field, your own body, your own space, and whether your ascended ancestors are looking to co-create and weave with you as well and support you as we move into this season of 2026. And so with that being said, I would love to just tap into a little bit about the frequency that's coming through for me in 2026. And this has a lot to do with the stabilization of nervous system, stabilization of self, and creating the 0-point field of action. So really, this is now, we've done a lot of the work, and it's like, how are you going to bring this into your reality? How are you going to take action on this? How will you apply this? How will you bring this to humanity and to your humanness itself? So expect as well me to lead a lot in the way of showing you how this is coming forward for me. And one of these action steps, I guess, already is me showing up here today and filming on location. And there are people walking around me everywhere here. I'm not sure if they're going to come into frame, but I'm feeling somewhat self-conscious, but I'm honoring that I was feeling inspired and the call to bring in these energies and to tap in and share with you a little bit about what I'm feeling. And so, you know, we have been hearing from the Seraphim over the last month or so about creating this new earth architecture, and how we are creating that through us, and that we are in part needing to embody our soul divine architecture to allow that to be anchored, to start building. And they have brought forward for me in January, particularly, where we are focusing on that seeding of the architecture. We are feeling into the building blocks, which is why I think today with the pillars feels so resonant and feels so important. And I have to say, when I was coming to this location, I was tapping in actually to another ancestor on my maternal line, and a car pulled in front of me with the number plate 777, and I was like, okay, I know this is working with third eye, maternal wisdom, grandmother wisdom. So I was like, okay, I know this is about the spiritual pathway. And I said, this feels particularly important because this 111 energy, I'm feeling like this is where really planting the pillars, seeding the pillars, now that we have the base and we're anchoring the pillars. And then I looked across and saw a number plate that was 111 as well. And so I had a bit of a laugh because I was like, thank you, how instantaneous was that confirmation? And I share that because this is how quickly the feedback is coming through. And if we are aware and we're noticing what's happening, we get the signs, the synchronicity, the confirmation in so many wild and wacky ways. But it felt to me as well even more important to kind of bridge 2025 and 2026 with these pillars. So thank you for being with me here and witnessing this as well, and being a part of this as well. So January feels still quite slow, because the seraphim have been saying to me, slow down so that you can sustainably hold what's coming in. You can sustainably hold the light that you are embodying. And even today, it has really been coming into my field about just witnessing and allowing the flow of the energies. On New Year's Eve, on the 31st of December, and it was 2025, I was feeling so much in the energies that I almost couldn't think straight, and I was losing my train of thought. And what came in was they were just saying to me, let it flow, just breathe and let it flow. And so even though I was trying to do some human things, I just had to breathe and just to let it go. And that's flowed into today, because it's like, trust that you're going to receive what you need, but for the moment it is simply about allowing yourself to be that pillar, to be the pillar of that architecture, and to help create that stability. Because as you do that, you're also doing that within, you're doing that for yourself. And this is where it's really powerful and important for our nervous system, because we're moving out of that survival template and we're stepping into the sovereign template. So in order to do that, our nervous system has to let go of that reactivity. It has to feel a sense of safety in some of these maybe concepts, awareness, perspectives, the change, and the architecture as well. So by slowing down, you're allowing all parts of you to catch up in the moment. Because the second part to that is presence. And this is more than just being in your presence. It's being more than just in the present moment. It is knowing that there is nothing but the present moment. So it is being really, really aware of each moment and being with whatever you're doing in that moment, because it's so easy to skip ahead. I don't know, are you like me? I have been future casting through 2026, stimulating a lot of fear in my body, in my nervous system. My subconscious has been working overtime, because it's like, oh, I know this is going to be a big year. I know you're going to ask a lot of me, and I'm skipping ahead to things that are 6-9 months down the track. Well, how am I going to feel? What am I going to do? How am I going to manage that? And they kept saying to me, come back to the present moment. Being in presence, we're now understanding that we've woven this idea of being presence in form and being in the present moment. We're now like bringing those two frequencies into presence, where we are always in presence. Do you feel that subtle shift and that subtle difference? But we are now stepping in presence. We are walking in presence. So it doesn't matter what's going to happen next month, tomorrow, next year, what's happening here and now, what's here, right in this moment. So it's interesting, because I have been witnessing that a lot for myself and even with clients, is that we moved from being in the past. We nailed the fact that, oh, we're not living in the past anymore. But what we did was overshot the mark, and we went into the future. And I'm pretty sure I've spoken about this before, but they're just giving me a lot more clarity on this now, and understanding about being in presence at all times. And when we're in presence, we're also opening ourselves up to the flow. And there is such a shift. There's such a shift that I feel coming with abundance. And I'm talking abundance in all forms, but yes, wealth and prosperity. But abundance in all forms, because we are remembering, as we move from that survival template to sovereign, that we deserve pleasure, we deserve peace, we deserve joy, we deserve happiness, we deserve the resources that allow us to live in a way that answers our heart's calling, in a way that we were designed to live. And so many of us, you, are going to be pulled by your heart, by your presence, to your divine calling this year, because you are going to be called into action. You are going to be asked to answer the call. And, you know, that's going to look different for everyone. For me today, it was simply getting out and being in the presence of Gaia, in presence of nature, and moving my body to support my body to sustain the incoming light and codes and energies and frequencies that are here for me right now in this moment of the 111, to help me personally create the energetic pillars, the energetic support that is going to set the tone for me to be able to take the action moving forward. And I'm speaking in present tense, I think. I'm speaking as me, but I am a reflection of you. So what I'm receiving is exactly what is here for you. So if this is resonating, I invite you into feeling into the energy. And if you're seeing this on the 2nd, on the 3rd, on the 4th, or the 6th, or the 10th, it doesn't matter. Tune into the frequencies that are here in this container. This series and these videos capture that frequency and allow you to step into a field, to step into that field, and you can harness that and use that wherever you find it. Because remember, we're not bound by time and space here. We are able to access anything at any given time. That is another key piece of understanding that I'm having, is that yes, we talk about the numerology, we talk about dates, we talk about portals, we talk about time, but it is allowing us to access that at any given moment, So trust when you're seeing this, trust if it resonates for you, trust if you get a ping on this, maybe in a month's time, because maybe this is what's here for you today. There's a little bit of light language that's coming through just to help anchor these frequencies. I'm seeing etherically 3 pillars that are behind me. I feel like the tree is representative of that. I have 2, there are 3 trees to my right. So they're the pillars that I'm seeing, and I'll include, I will work out how, but I'll include a photo of that as well, because I feel those 3 trees are our pillars. So allowing yourself to slow down in this moment, to become aware of your breathing, to slow down your breath, to come into presence, come into presence. And even, I don't know if it's picking up the sound of the birds, but even if you step outside as you receive this, or call in through the field, Gaia, the birds, there's dragonflies, butterflies, calling in the winged creatures, calling in the element of air. Call the element of earth. There's a dragonfly flying above me. Open up your pillar. Allow yourself to become a pillar. And simply allow the flow. The seraphim are just asking you to allow yourself to become the pillar. simply breathing and allowing yourself to be and to receive. There's a really subtle attunement coming through the nervous system, and it's coming through like Gaia. It's coming through nature. It's coming through the element of air, through the element of earth. The winged ones, a bird just flew behind my camera. And there's more dragonflies stepping in. Pillaring yourself in remembrance that you are a being of creation, that you are a creator, creatrix. Opening the crown, softening the crown, just allowing yourself to receive. You are safe to receive. You deserve this. You are worthy of this. What you are remembering and opening up to is your divine inheritance. That's the abundance. Your inheritance as a sovereign being, a sovereign creator, creatrix being who had everything at their fingertips. I'm seeing coming through a golden trident now, and the 3 pillars are part of that golden trident. And there is a reference to your sovereignty, the trident being a pillar of sovereignty, a symbol of sovereignty, because it feels like you can place this, you're planting this in your field, you're holding it, anchoring you. I'm just feeling the sun coming through there, and I was going to move, and it was like, no, the solar codes are needed. Leo tore moshokiatai set oshi an oreke oro matiera ki satya shoya. Kiananai shoya tiramo sai she atho. Seno shai kiatare kia sono toshe mutai kialalai sotoya ne shai kiamo. I'm just seeing a golden pyramid at your base, anchored, knowing that everything we do within is reflected without, for Gaia, for the collective, for the new earth. You may feel called to sit here for as long as you feel you need, because that gold is hitting, the solar codes, it's hitting my crown, and I can feel how there's diamond, crystalline sun codes, solar codes, that are pouring into our crowns, and that we are seeding in the new earth architecture. We're seeding this personally, but we are seeding this into Gaia. Kia shoya nera ko tiramo sai shotai tiarako seo tore kai shem ohia. Just inviting you to breathe and receive. Breathe and receive. Breathe and allow. And if you haven't been receiving this outdoors, I highly recommend that you step outside. And depending on the weather, the climate, even if you just touch a tree, something, place your hand on a rock. Doesn't have to be on the ground altogether. I can feel how, where I'm sitting, it is, it's pouring into the crystalline grid of Gaia. And we don't need to do much more than that. We're simply being the conduit at the moment, the vessel. But as a byproduct, what you're doing is also stabilizing your own body and field, creating the same pillar, the same strength and stability foundation of New Earth. And just taking a couple of deep breaths in, just really breathing that in and breathing that out. As we bring that to completion, might need to move the body a little bit. And drink some water. I feel like the water, drinking some water and bringing in the water codes, the water element, and allowing that to flow through you, allowing that to flow into Gaia. There are so many elements, a connection of the elements there, allowing for that deeper integration, deeper embodiment, and deeper anchoring of that beautiful, beautiful diamond crystalline solar codes and plasma light. And with that, we declare that it is now done. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And just allowing your heart to open and expand, and maybe you're feeling your wings. I just felt my wings, and I felt like a dragonfly, fairy-like wing, very much present in the golden winged ones. So allowing yourself to connect to your wings in any way, shape or form. So thank you for helping me to seed this frequency in this field for us personally, for the collective, and for Gaia in this seeding of New Earth architecture. And until next time, much love.